everyone. Hi, everyone.
Well, hello. It's so great to be here. And I'm here with my best friends, Melissa and Weston, and we can't wait to share this new information with you all today. So to get started, because we have a lot to say, I know we do. I'm going to introduce myself and then I'm going to go around and have them all introduce themselves. First of all, if you haven't met me before, I'm Nancy Stoltenberg. I am an executive board member for Whole Brain Teaching, and I live down here in Southern California. And right next to me, I'm going to have Melissa introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Ortuño. I am a transitional kindergarten teacher and platinum certified. I also live in California, a little bit further north, or in the East Bay area of California. And I'm so excited to be with my friends Nancy and Weston. No introduction needed if you've been around on the superstar of these trainings, our super helper. Introduce yourself in case they haven't seen you yet.
Thank you, Melissa, making me blush. My name is Weston Lamb Costantino, or the Bear, here at Whole Brain Teaching. I am a gold certified Whole Brain teacher. I teach music, elementary music, here in Wyoming, and we are learning from the best today with Nancy. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much. And so the three of us are going to be working together, but I'm going to have Weston leave us for a little while, and he's going to go over on Facebook, and he's going to be checking those comments. He's also going to be adding information along the way to help you give reference. So if you are not watching this live, you're going to get to go back into the comments and see the notes that were taken for you. So we're here
Notes
to help
are
you
here.
walk through here. All right. Bye,
We'll
Weston.
see you on Facebook, Weston.
Okay, so to get started with, I have to start with where are we getting our information? This is Coach's brand new book, the second edition of Whole Brain for Challenging Kids. And everything that we're going to talk about today is in the book. And I have to show you something really fast, because the greatest thing that Coach has done in this book is he's turned all the chapters into modules. So if you want to share that screen, Melissa, we're just going to point that out. And the module we're going to be in today, when she shows you, is going to be module 2, instruction, and it's chapter 6, the magic circle. So you're going to get to see how the book is broken down. And what's so magical about this is you decide which order you're going to go in. We're giving you information, and then you decide, where do I start and how do I extend it? So our instruction today is going to be all about chapter 6 and the magic circle. And here's some resources. And I know Weston is putting that into the comments over on Facebook so that you can see those as well.
Yeah, so you want to go grab the book. So important to have your copy. We share so much for free. Please go grab your copy of the book.
Okay, well, let's get started here, because really we've got a quote from Coach, and this is really our question of the day. So we're going to begin by solving a large riddle. And so our question is, how do we talk less and teach more? Oh, yeah. How are we going to talk less but teach more? That's huge. Melissa, explain to me why that's a big deal in teaching any age group.
Thank you, Nancy. This is like the riddle of all teachers, no matter the age you teach. We talk so much and we don't get to teach very much, but we're going to solve that riddle. Coach has that riddle solved for us of how do we talk less and teach more, because we got a lot to teach, including today.
Okay, and so we haven't answered that question. And this is the part why you're here today. So the answer to that question, how do we talk less and teach more, is we use the magic circle. This is our infamous delivery method of instruction, whether you are teaching a small point or a big unit. You can use this all day, anywhere, for anything. And so we're going to start in this first part of the series on the magic circle by introducing day one. And I want to clarify, what is day one? It may not be the first day of school. It's going to be, day one is going to be the first day that you introduce whole brain teaching into your classroom. I'm going to repeat that. Day one is not necessarily the first day of school, but it is the first day that you start to begin whole brain teaching in your classroom. Melissa, can you please restate that?
Thank you, Nancy. So when we say day one, it might be the first day of school, but it doesn't have to be. It's the first day you're using in the WBT, the class yes, in our classroom. And again, everything's module. So we're talking about the first part of the magic circle today, the class yes, and you can start it any day. Doesn't have to be the first day of school.
Great, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and have you move up that screen, Melissa, because I want to get us started. And what you're going to notice is at the very top of this, there's a red arrow. So when you see this, this is the greeting, and this is the first lesson in the Magic Circle chapter of chapter 6. So we're going to start right away by building a very respectful relationship with you and your students. And if you do start this the first day, you may not know these students at all. So here is a great way to start that greeting with your students. And so Melissa and I are going to read through this and show you how to introduce it. And then you're going to have this as a reference to go back and use. So Melissa, please be the student. I'll be the teacher. And here we go. Good morning, my friends. My name is Mrs. Maestra, and I'm so happy to be your third grade teacher. Please say, good morning, Miss Maestra.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
One more time, please. Please say, good morning, Miss Maestra.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
So what you noticed, if you can hear me, is that I'm echoing Melissa as she's saying that. I'm echoing the students so that they can hear me saying it. They can see my gesture. And so I'm acting as a student right along with them. So I'm going to do the teacher and ask them to participate, but I'm going to do it with them. So Melissa, explain the teacher and how I'm going to echo in with them as they're saying their student part.
Thank you, Nancy. So the teacher is starting off and they're using the gestures, pausing. And then when the student is saying, good morning, Miss Maestra, you're echoing with the student. And they're naturally going to echo and do your gestures with you.
Exactly. So we're going to do this again. And since you're all looking at the screens, we can't hear you. We want you to act out this script as well. So get a feel for it. Use those gestures. That's going to help you remember this as well. So here we go. Good morning, my friends. My name is Miss Maestra, and I'm very happy to be your third grade teacher. Please say, good morning, Miss Maestra.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
One more time, please. Please say, good morning, Miss Maestra.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Oh, my goodness. Great job. Everybody give yourself 10-finger woos. That's exactly how you're supposed to do it. And the point is you are going to find yourself having to rehearse this more than once. I mean, you guys are all fast learners, but even adults, we need extra practice. It's not just our kinders that need that practice. So you're going to be doing this often. You're going to get the feel for that. So that's our script to get you started with that step one. And what are you doing? You have already started building a respectful relationship with your students. They're feeling welcomed into your classroom. And you're going to be doing this all through the day, whenever it's appropriate. So good morning. Welcome. You're bringing them in from recess. It may still be morning. or good afternoon, and you're saying to your students, and then you may be even saying, good day, my friends, or you decide where are you going to use it. So Melissa, in your classroom, and you're thinking of this greeting, besides when they enter in the morning, where do you see using this during the day?
Anytime. Thank you, Nancy. Anytime we're coming back all together as a group. Oh, welcome back, class. Good morning, class. Good afternoon. Sometimes I was half day and I was in the afternoon. And we didn't say good morning because we started in the afternoon. But when we came back from recess, anytime we were gathering together, always saying good morning and trying to get them to also say our name, because my name's not teacher. I would like them to actually remember my name. So we're building those relationships from moment one and getting to know each other.
Exactly. Great job. So what I want to explain to you, because good morning sounds really nice, but we want to make it a little bit more fun at times because we want to engage our students. And in whole brain teaching, we believe that if you're having fun teaching, they're going to have fun learning. It works both ways. So this is the part we are going to say to you. So we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. So I'm going to have you go to the next slide, and we're just going to do the practice again. And you're going to see, oh, sorry, back up one more. We're just going to do the practice with the script, but notice how we add in some varieties. And I'm going to wait till we go back to the original script.
Sorry.
Thank you, Melissa. That's okay.
I get to have technical difficulties like everybody else. All right.
Okay. So we're going to do this again, but watch how we do it this time. So my students are coming in, and I'm going to say, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Good morning, my
friend.
friend.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Exactly. So use variety as you're saying it at times. It changes it up. They love it. And my next point is that when you do this and consistently do this, you're going to start to see change in your classroom. You're going to notice that your students start welcoming their friends. In fact, it gets so automatic that if a visitor enters your classroom, they will turn and say good morning if they know the person's name, or they'll just say good morning and put their hands out. Melissa explains what happens over time when you consistently use this pattern of greeting.
Thank you, Nancy. This really is a life changer, or it seems so simple, but one, it puts a smile on our face. We're happier to greet everybody. But the really awesome part is they're greeting you as a teacher. But when your principal comes in, when the superintendent comes in, and everyone stops and says good morning to the visitors, it's amazing.
It is. It truly is. So you have just met your first goal with the magic circle. Even if you weren't using the magic circle yet, you've got the greeting done. And what a great way to greet your students every day, throughout the day, and even visitors. That's a big deal. So I'm going to have Weston go ahead and post that. And I'm going to have Melissa, if you'll share point 1, what's happening in this, this first piece of our circle.
Sure thing.
So right here, we've got this greeting is going to establish a pattern of mutual affection, respect, and you're going to be all set to start instruction for the day. This is the power of this piece. And that's why you're going to find this in the book. This is all in there as we present it. But this is going to start something that we want in all of our classrooms. We want students to feel safe. We want them to feel like a part. And they also start to have respect for one another and for you as well. So look for that in the comments as well. So that is the first part of day 1. Now we're going to go to the second part. So we greeted them. We're ready for instruction. So now we're going to introduce to you our attention getter. So we need to get their attention. And if you are a traditional teacher, which I was, I blinked the lights, I rang the little bell, I said 1, 2, 3, look at me. But guess what happened? I became the clock that I couldn't hear anymore at midnight because I just was tuned out. So we want to have some fun, and that's our attention getter. So we're going to show you what this looks like. So how do I introduce this? So Melissa and I are going to show you that, and here's our script that we're going to use. And you can, there we go, Melissa. Thank you. So I'll be the teacher. Melissa's going to be the student. Feel free to join in with us. So when I say class, you say yes. Class.
Yes.
Yes. One more time, please. When I say class, you say yes. Class.
Yes.
Great job. So we've just shown you a little script, very simple, of introducing this. But guess what? Let's get real. It's going to take a little bit more than that because they're not going to get this right away. So you're going to be scaffolding your introduction in. And so we have 3 expectations of what we want our students to do whenever they hear that word class. So play along with us. You're the students in your classroom, and it doesn't matter which age group you have. Andre Desautels, our executive board member, showed us how to simply bring class yes into the classroom the first time. So everybody take out your piece of paper, this imaginary piece of paper, and take out your imaginary scissors. And this is what we're going to do. So boys and girls, you've got your imaginary paper, you've got your scissors. So I just want you to practice cutting. Now listen, the instruction is, though, when you hear me say class, I want you to stop. I want you to stop what you're doing. Okay, let's just practice that. Class. Oh, got to go a little bit faster. All right, everybody cut. Cut. Class. Oh, that was so much faster. Okay, so I think you're ready for the next part. All right, so everybody got your paper. Now this time, when I say that word class, you're going to stop what you're doing and you're going to look at me. Okay? You're going to stop what you're doing and you're going to look at me. So let's try it. All right, let's start cutting. All right, class. Oh, look at that. That was super fast. Okay. You're much more experienced than I thought. Let's try that one more time. Let's cut. All right, when I say class, you're going to stop what you're doing. You're going to look at me. Here we go. Class. Oh, amazing. Okay. That was so tremendous. You're ready for the third step.
Third step.
This is the biggie. This is the biggie, but I think you've got it. I think you can do it.
We can do it.
So we're going to be cutting our paper. And when you hear class this time, you're going to stop what you're doing. You're going to look at the teacher. Okay. You're going to put that scissor and paper down and you're going to super glue your hands together. Let me repeat that. You're going to stop what you're doing. You're going to look at the teacher. You're going to put that paper and scissors down really fast and super glue your hands together.
Okay.
All right, let's try this. All right, everybody start cutting your paper. Here we go. You're looking good. You're good paper cutters. Class. Ooh, almost there. Almost there. I'm so proud of you for doing this so close. Here we go. Cut your paper.
Okay.
We're going to be stopping, looking, and putting that paper and scissors down just a second. Class. Oh, tremendous. Tremendous. So those are our 3 expectations, guys. This is how you're going to scaffold in. You've got a script, but you need to scaffold the steps in. And are you going to have to cut that imaginary paper for more than one time? Yeah, you are, because it takes practice. Not everybody's going to get that right away, but here's a way for you to quickly do it with your students. And it's very engaging to cut imaginary paper. I'm just saying. So
I can imagine whatever I want. I'm cutting my paper.
Exactly. So those are done. And now you have their attention. That's our class. Yes. And now their hands are together. And what you notice, just like before when I would echo Melissa with the greeting, you're going to echo your students as they say yes. And you're going to fold your hands with them. So let me show you. Melissa, you're our student. Class.
Yes.
So you're going to refold your hands with them. And what that does is that gives them a visual cue, not just an audio cue, but now they've got a visual cue. What am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah, I do this. So you need to make that visual to them. They need to hear it. They need to see you, and they need to know what their expectation is, and introduce those expectations as you go. Huddle up, please. So one comment I'm going to make about this really big point is, don't be upset. Don't be discouraged when there's not total success right away. This takes practice, and that's a clue. Don't scold, practice more.
Mhm.
Don't scold, practice more. Melissa, tell me, I'm getting frustrated, but what do I need to do to solve this problem?
Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome.
We just need more practice. This is not just something you do the first day that you start this, and maybe the first day of school, and then you never say it again. You're practicing it all the time. You're practicing those micro steps and reinforcing it. Not everybody will join you, but most of them will join you pretty quickly. You don't want to accept no one joining you, but it's okay if not everybody's there.
Exactly. Great job explaining that, Melissa. So this is our part where we're reviewing, but we saw how by adding variety to our greeting was more fun. We're going to add variety to the way we say class, because again, we don't want something to become just a product of habituation, because it becomes boring. So we're going to show you how we can jazz it up just by changing our voice. So Melissa, here we go. Class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
So very simply, as you saw with Melissa, we changed up our voice. You're not going to do that all the time, but mix it in. Put some variety in there. If you don't have some variety, guess what? The book has a lot of suggestions for you. Make sure you go in there and check that out. So that's our class yes, and you're going to be using that a lot. Even if you're not teaching the rest of the circle, you're going to be using that class yes, because it's an attention getter. You want their attention, and it works. I'm just telling you, the first time you say class and they say yes, you're going to say, boom, that was perfect. And so keep the bar high. Your expectations are, when it starts to look a little fuzzy, do those 3 expectation steps and get them back on board. All right, so Melissa, let's talk our point 2. What's going on here?
So our point 2 is just gold.
Exactly. I'm going to let you explain this point.
So, again, this is straight from Coach's book, page 52. The students need 2 apparently incomparable instructional patterns. They need consistency and they need variety. The consistency simplifies learning, and the variety stifles that habituation, just like Nancy's talking about. So we have the consistency of class yes, and that consistent expectations of that they're going to do those steps. But we have the variety of the voice. How many times you say yes? You have that mix of both of them, and that just makes the learning happen.
And that reminds me of a really important point. Huddle up. Do not expect all of your students to respond on the first class that you call out, because you know what? They're just like adults that just have a problem stopping a conversation. So expect to say class, yes, class, yes. So expect to say it 2 times at least. If you're saying class, 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 well, then obviously it's time to go back and redo and add in another practice, because they're not where you want them to be. So Melissa, explain to me maximum number of class yeses before I think I need to go back and review our 3 steps.
Thank you, Nancy. So again, you're not going to always get everybody on that first class, because just like grown-ups, those kids might still be talking. So you might say class us 2 times. If you're saying it more than 2 times, though, you're probably going to be practicing those micro steps and building up that practice.
Well, and I have to say, exactly, Melissa, I also have to say that you will be using class yes all day long. And you're going to say, how many times did I say class yes? Well, not in a row, but you're going to be finding that you're in line. You can quickly say class and you've got their attention. You're at an assembly and you're getting them ready to go. You say class. So anytime you need immediate attention, you just say class. use the variety, make it fun. So that's what you're going to be doing all day. And as Coach says, if you don't like repeating yourself, you probably are in the wrong career field, because teachers need to repeat often and practice a lot. That's just the way we are. That's part 2. So we've had our greeting. We've had our class yes. So we're going to start from the top again, Melissa, and let's just see how that works. So here we go. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Yo, class.
Yo, Miss Maestra. Yo, yes. I almost said, yo, Miss Maestra, which your kids will do.
Exactly. And you know what? That when you're doing this and you see a little bit of variety there on the screen, this is where you add your variety in. You can do what you choose to do. Have fun with it. But whatever you do decide with class yes, make sure that whatever you say ends with a class. And whatever, then they'll respond with what you said and they'll add the yes. So let me give you an example. Whoa, whoa, class.
Whoa, whoa, yes.
Perfect. So whatever you add on, end it with a class. The students will end it with a yes. And if you need to echo with them to get them on board, that's exactly right. So that was part 2. That's our class yes, our attention getter. And I'm sure that Weston is putting lots of comments over there to help you keep up with our part 2.2. So we're ready to keep moving. All right, so this one's huge. This one is huge. This is part 3, our thank you and you're welcome. And this is the beginning, an extension of not just a greeting, but the extension of a respectful relationship between you and your students, between your students and their peers. And you're going to quickly find that this goes beyond your 4 walls of your classroom. So we're going to show you how to do this. So we have a little script to help you. And if you look at the magic circle there, we've done the greeting, we've done the attention getter with the class yes, and now we're on our manners, our thank you with my hands folded over my heart, and you're welcome is the same gesture. So here's our script, Melissa. Here we go. When I say thank you, you say you're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One more time, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now, Melissa, I'm going to bump this up a little bit because I want a stronger, more respectful relationship. So this time I'm going to add names to this. I want to make it personal. I want to strengthen that atmosphere in our class. And it's okay. So here we go. This time I'm adding a name. When I say thank you, you say you're welcome. Thank you, class.
You're welcome.
And say my name.
Miss Maestra.
Very good. So let's try that again. Thank you, class.
You're welcome, Miss Maestra.
Thank you, class.
You're welcome, Miss Maestra.
Okay, so you've already seen us adding variety. So we're going to go back up to the top. We're going to do it from the greeting all the way through the class yes and into that thank you, you're welcome. So here we go. Good morning, class. Oh, I don't want to use class yes. Tell me I'm still cool. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Class, class, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, class.
You're welcome, Miss Maestra.
Perfect. And that's what you've just done. You've done the greeting, you've gotten their attention, and now you've brought the manners in. And what a respectful, wonderful place to be is in your classroom, building stronger relationships. So that's part 3. So we want to talk a little bit about those manners. When are we doing them? You're doing them all day long. They don't have to be in the circle. So traditionally, it's common for us to say, oh, thank you, Mike. But we don't wait for Mike to respond, do we?
Right.
But in this one, we are waiting for a response. And if they don't respond right away, all you have to do is make that little reminder gesture. And that's sometimes just enough of a cue to get them going. So let's start again, Melissa, and we're going to go all the way through. So here we go. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Maestra.
Class, class, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, class.
You're welcome, Miss Maestra.
And now you're ready to go. But use those manners all the time. If you're saying thank you to a student or to a group of students or to the whole class, use that gesture, use that name, makes it stronger all the way around. So Melissa, explain what the power of adding that name on to the end of that.
Thank you, Miss Nancy.
You're welcome.
The names are so powerful that builds that connection. And so when we're at not just saying thank you, not just saying you're welcome, we're saying you're welcome, Miss Maestra or Miss Stoltenberg, or we're building that connection together. And we can highlight other specific students and really build that bond.
So perfect, Melissa. So in the book, Coach makes a comment about this. So this is our point 3. And what you're going to notice is when you find yourself thanking your class and them responding to you with such, you're building a very strong relationship. And when they're doing that, it's basically like giving an air hug. Showing respect to someone is actually like an air hug. You're establishing a strong, respectful relationship. And it's just like exchanging an air hug. Melissa, how many air hugs do you give in a day with your thank you and your welcomes?
Thank you, Nancy. I love to give this invisible embrace, this air hug. There's something about hearing our scholars and other grown-ups use these manners that just, it feels like a hug, and they will start to use it in the cafeteria and with the recess friends and with the other students. And when you get messages from their grown-ups, hey, my kid is saying thank you for things. It's like, it's an amazing feeling. And it really is like an invisible embrace. I love it.
Thank you for making that point, Melissa, because it's true. This is where I said earlier, this thank you, you're welcome is not just going to be stuck in your room. It's going down the hallway. It's going in the cafeteria. Why? It's going to the bus driver. It's going to the front office, and it's definitely going home. And like Melissa said, you could get a note or a quick call and say, I've never had my child say you're welcome to me before. So you are modeling a very strong, respectful home-school relationship as well when you introduce this. So these are 3 pieces in the first part of teaching you the magic circle. And you know what we said at the beginning? You choose the day you're going to introduce this. You choose the rate you're going to introduce it as. So Melissa, I've got to have you share this next slide because this comes from a very special teacher. Tommy, there we go. So I wanted to share this because if you've been around whole brain teaching, you know that we're in a living video game. And so we lock up things we put posters over our posters. So on your magic circle, when you put that up, you can see Nora here did this. She taught the greeting. Then when she thought they were ready, she took the lock off the class yes. Taught that, practiced it, and when she really thought maybe it wasn't even that same day, then she was going to move on to that thank you, you're welcome. Teach them at the rate, unlock them at the rate that you want, but the more you practice and know they're ready to go to the next and build it up. Oh, I wonder what we're doing next. Let me tell you, they're going to work to get better at getting that class yes, so that they can find out what's underneath that next lock. Melissa, tell me the power of locking up the magic circle.
Thank you, Nancy. This is really so much fun because you can determine when your class is ready, and just the image like this of the locks, and Weston will add the link for the locks that we have ready for you to print out and put on top of the things in your classroom. They're like, they want to unlock it. They want to get to that next level. What's coming next? They're so excited. It just builds up that excitement and that engagement in the classroom.
All right, let's unshare. I'd love to have some questions because I'm sure that there were some in there. So
there were some great ones. So let's start with this one. Will you always start with the greeting, or can you just start with class yes?
That's a great question, Stephanie. because like we said, you can mix this and it may not always be appropriate to do you can say good morning and you're not ready to say class yet at that point, but you've greeted your students. Or if you're ready to do class yes, and it's been a while since they came in, you're not going to do the greeting. So the greeting is there for when the students enter the classroom. Class yes is there all day long. It's when you need it, it's ready to go. So hopefully that helps you answer your question.
And then another question asking about, is this the PDF? And Weston was right there with the link. Coach is so giving with his book. We have every image in the book is in color in this PDF on TPT. So you want to grab that link. It's a free download. So much stuff is given for free. Like the amazing Nancy gives so much time all the time in her role on certification. All her role, she's so giving and loving. Everybody doing these trainings, it's all a work of the heart, and Coach gives so much. So, everything's ready to go. Like I said, the locks are there. Everything's there. So, any other questions?
Well, the great thing about this live is that the comment stream doesn't stop. And so we'll revisit your comments in there and see if there's questions later. So if you're watching this later, type something in at that time and we'll go back and try to catch that later. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And I can't wait to bring the next piece of the magic circle to you in our next session. And Weston, I'm going to have you come back on and join us to say so long until we see you all again next time. There he is. Bye, everybody. All our best to you. You honor us by attending.
Thank you, guys.